Right guys, so it's Sam from Lifestyle Bullies and we're back with another video today. So with the UK government recently bringing out the new guidance and the new laws surrounding the XL bullies, there's a lot of confusion out there to do with everybody who owns an XL bully. So in this video today we're going to break down how you can tell if you have an XL bully type dog by using the tools that the government have given us and the information that the government have given us. This ban only applies to XL bully type dogs, and any other recognised or established breeds such as ones recognised by the Kennel Club that may have the same traits or characteristics as an XL bully do not fall into this ban. A suspected XL bully breed type dog does not need to meet the physical description perfectly, but there's one thing it does need to meet, and that's the minimum height requirement. So if you're thinking in your head and you're not too sure whether you do have an XL bully type dog, the first thing you want to be checking is the height of that dog, and how the height is measured is to the withers. And the important thing to look about the withers and how to know you're measuring your dog properly is to look it up on YouTube or watch this video that I'm going to pop up now of people measuring their dogs to the withers, and it is the highest point of the dog where the shoulders connect to the neck. It's basically just straight behind the neck of the dog at the highest point of the body. A male cannot be taller than 20 inches to the withers and a female 19 inches to the withers. So if you're watching this video right now and you're worrying, oh, I might have an XL bully type dog, and your dog does not meet them the minimum height requirements, then stop worrying now. You've written there in law your dog must meet that height requirement. Now if your dog does meet that height requirement, there's a long list of things that we're about to go into now that you need to be doing yourself. It's no use getting anybody else to help you out here. Even the professionals who claim they're professionals do not really know what an XL bully type dog is. It's hard to determine what they are, and a lot of people have got false information out there. So you need to follow this government's tool as close as you can and see if you've got an XL bully type dog. Its general impression, so it's a large dog with a muscular sized body and a blocky head suggesting power for its size. That's the first thing you want to be ticking off. The next thing is the head. It's going to be a head that's heavy, large and broad. The length, the definition on here, the specifics are the length from the tip of the nose to a well-defined stop, and an indentation between the muzzle and the head is equal to a third of the length from the stop of the back of the head of the dog. And the muzzle is blocky or slightly squared or to fall away from below the eyes. So that's that nice square round blocky muzzle that we desire for when we're either buying a new American bully or when we're breeding for the American bully. Failures to that and nothing that is the snipey muzzles, the long sort of triangular muzzles, and anything that's not boxy. Neck, so the neck is a heavily muscular neck but slightly arched, tapering from the shoulders to the base of the skull. So you've got to go up to you've got to really look at your dog's neck and shape there, because a lot of dogs just have a straight neck and a lot of dogs have more of a broad neck. After the head you go into the forequarters. So the forequarters is everything at the front of the dog apart from the head. So the forequarters on here is the shoulder blades are long and well defined muscle and well laid back. The upper arm length is equal to the length of the shoulder blades. So you can, that's a good little thing for them to put out there because you can really compare that now by looking at your dog. So the front legs, they want to be straight down and very muscular, and the dog standing high on the pasterns. So the pasterns is nothing more than the feet and the ankle area of the dog. Elbows set close to the body. They're going to be level, if not just under their bodies. And the distance from the withers to the elbows, so the withers is where I've just explained, to the elbows, is the distance from the elbow to the bottom of the feet. So there's a lot of things there that you can try and measure up to your dogs to see if they're parallel, to see if they match it. The big one here is going to be the heavily muscled body, large blocky body, giving an impression of great power for its size. That's the big thing they're going to be looking at here, is how big and powerful your dog looks to them, because in turn what that breaks down to them is how much danger or how much damage your dog is going to be able to cause to the public. That's what the dog legislation officer is going to be looking at and going to be really thinking when he comes into your house, if that's ever going to happen. The top line is level and straight is a big point on there, because as we know, a lot of American bully people out there will know a top line can be quite rare to come across that's straight in this breed. You've got, you know, train wrecks with sort of high rears like this. The loin is short and firm, so again, that's very vague, but these are things you've all got to look out for. So the hindquarters, it's just a bit like the front of the dog, it's the back of the dog, but just the legs, no tail. So strong and muscular and broad, the thigh is well developed, thick and muscular. So a lot of dogs do tend to have that kind of skinnier back hind quarters with the skinnier legs, where the American Bully is really known for having what we call a big thick rear. So if your dog does show that big thick rear trait, again, that's something you've got to tick down. And remember, when you're doing this, the best thing to do is go onto the government's website or watch this video, note down the things I'm saying and check them off, and then go up to your dog and be as precise as you can. So the feet are rounded, medium in size and in proportion to the body, compact and well arched. The tail, again, it's a medium length and low set, tapers to a point to the end and about the level of the hocks. So the hocks is the back of, like the back of the shin on a human compared to a dog. And then the coat is glossy, smooth, close and single. So there's all the main points that they're going to be looking out at to see whether your dog is going to be considered an XL Bully type dog. And obviously we're going to go on to things like the bite as well. So the teeth, they're going to be opening the mouth to see if they've got a level or a scissor bite. And then we've got a glossary on here and a lot of things that you might need to know if you don't know. So the spring of the rib is something that they'll measure, and that is the degree of the curvature of the dog's rib cage. That's something that they'll measure to consider if your dog's an XL Bully. And the withers, again, is something that people need to know. And then there's a lot of examples of XL Bully type dog breeds on the government website. So don't go a lot by those photos, because the big important thing we need to remember now is if you're going to consider that your dog is an XL Bully type dog, it needs to meet the minimum height requirement and it needs to have the majority of those characteristics. Now, the definition for the majority, normally in most people's cases, it means more than half. Anything more than half, that is going to be considered the majority. So as you're going through this video, you're going through the information and you're ticking off these things about your dog. If your dog does meet those height requirements and meets more than half of those physical traits or characteristics, the best thing for you to do for your dog is to follow the government's guidelines, which is, a very sad thing to do. It's not the best thing. We've got a video that you should go watch. I'll pop up now on what we actually think about this ban, but you should if you want to keep your dog safe, because just like most people who have why these dogs have got to this situation, there are uneducated people who are going to be making the decisions about these dogs. They're not people who have even worked with these dogs. They're not people that have seen these dogs year in, year out grow from a small dog to a big dog. So watch out what you do and make sure that you check everything clear for your dog. If you need any advice whatsoever, you can reach out to me completely free of charge through either Instagram, which I'll pop up now, or email us, and we'll give you a free check-in on whether our personal opinion determines your dog as an XL Bully type dog. But keep your dog safe out there. Thank you for tuning in.